All right, so in this section, what we're going to talk about is how to trade the futures market or how to trade futures. So the first thing you need to be aware of is how much money you actually have to trade with. Do you have enough money to actually open a broker account and to trade futures? Okay, you want to know this so that you can pick the best broker or you can make the best decision. Okay, now on this topic, let's talk about the two different ways that you can trade the futures market. One is you can either open an account with a broker, deposit money, deposit your cash, and then understand all the margin requirements and all that stuff. Pick your product that you want to trade, and you can get going. Okay. Now your other option to trade future is by trading in a funded account or with a prop firm. Okay. So we're just going to talk about what everybody is calling funded accounts, and what you'll do is you'll pay this company for the ability to be able to trade in an evaluation account or a combine. These terms vary, depending on which company that you go with. But basically what this does is you'll give them money to be able to trade in this account in a simulated environment. You will have to prove to them that you have a good strategy and that you know how to trade and that you can be profitable over an extended period of time. So let's say for one instance, and I'm just using the hypothetical example, I'm not talking about either one of these companies yet. Let's say with this funded account, you got to pay $100 to get this evaluation account, right? So with this evaluation account, you have a profit target that you have to reach, and you also have to keep in mind of your risk management. So there's a max drawdown that you cannot go beyond. And then there may also be some additional rules, such as you can't trade through high volatility time periods or stuff like that, right? If you sign up for one of these evaluation accounts with these funded companies and you meet your target, sometimes there's a period of time that you have to trade. So let's say with this one company, you have to trade for at least 15 consecutive days or 15 days before you can actually pass their evaluation. So if you hit the target before that 15 days, you got to keep trading until you hit your 15 days for this example, right? And then once you hit your target, you met the other requirements, you didn't go through drawdown, and they're happy with your results, then they can go ahead and they will give you the ability to trade with their money. Okay. All right. So there's like 4 companies that are really popular right now for funded trading. And out of those 4, the 2 most popular is Lilu. It's popular because they have less rules than most of the other ones. And the other one is Top Step Trader. Okay. Then the other 2 are One Up Trader and Earn to Trade. Now I have personal experience with Top Step Trader and Lilu. I currently use Lilu to trade the NQ futures. But I've also heard good things about One Up Trader, and I've heard good things about, I have people in my group that trade in Earn to Trade. So each of them have websites. You just go to each website and look at all of their rules, all their requirements to pass their combine and their evaluation phase. And then whichever one you like the most, whichever one fits your trading style and your strategy, that's the one you can go with, right? Now, another thing that you need to understand about these funded trading programs or these funded trading companies is they also give you a license to their platform of choice. And we're going to talk about platforms in a second, no matter which direction you choose to take. But with these funded companies, they do give you a license. Most of the time I've seen is usually NinjaTrader. They give you a free license to trade with NinjaTrader. But you can also, they will give you also the data to trade with the futures, which we'll also cover in a few seconds. And they will also give you the data for a smaller fee than you will have to pay if you just bought the data from another source, right? If you're interested in taking that approach, you just go to each of their websites, go through all the details, make sure you fully understand what you're getting into. Ask questions if you have to. You can ask me questions about Top Step and about Lilu. Not so much about Top Step because I don't have recent experience with it, and I did hear they have made some changes. But you can ask me a lot about Lilu. I'm very familiar with Lilu. So if you want to go with the first method and then open an account with a broker and trade with your own capital and not use OPM or other people's money, there are a lot of brokers that you can choose from. The ones that I have experience with are AMP Futures, there's Tradeovate, there's Tastyworks, there's Interactive Brokers. I mean, there's much more than that. There's also NinjaTrader. But one thing that you definitely need to make sure that you're familiar with when it comes to trading with a regular broker account is you need to be familiar with and make sure you understand thoroughly the data. Okay, so there's 3 different fees that you need to be aware of, and that of course is going to be your commissions. If you get free commissions, or if your broker charges you for commissions. There's also the exchange fees, which you're going to, no matter what broker you choose, even if you're trading in a funded account, there will be exchange fees. And then there's also the data fees. Now, so your data is what's going to give you the information to be able to trade the futures. Okay, so I'm not going to go in a lot of details about this because it can be a little confusing, and it's going to take it could take a while to explain it to where everyone understands it. So the best thing to do is check with your broker. They have all the information that you need to know about the data, and if what's on their website is confusing, just reach out to them, email them, call them, whatever you got to do, and have someone break it down to you. If you need to know about AMP futures, I am familiar with that. I have an account with AMP futures. Tradovate is a little bit more simple because it's pretty much like an on and off thing. You don't get a lot of choices with Tradovate when it comes to data, but with that, it's very simple. It's a very simple process to have data with Tradovate. But the one thing that you definitely need to understand when it comes to getting your data is you got to make sure that you get the data for what you plan on trading. So if you only plan on trading ES and you don't never plan on looking at any of the metals, or you don't plan on looking at any of the energy futures or anything like that, and all you want to do is you want to focus on trading ES or trading NQ, and that's it, that's all you need to do, then all you got to do is pay for the CME Globex exchange. Okay, but if you want to do more than that, let's say you're only going to trade ES, but you're also kind of curious and you want to watch and analyze and all that stuff with CL and these other futures contracts, then you can also get the data in a bundle, and you'll end up saving money versus paying for each exchange for itself. All right, so again, I'm not going to go into a lot of details about that. This is a quick overview of trading with a broker account, or how to trade the futures. So if you want to know more information about that, just get with the broker, and they have all the information that you need so that you can trade what you want to trade without any headaches. All right, so while you're searching for a broker, you also want to keep in mind a trading platform. Now, each broker, they're going to have whatever platform that they recommend. Or some brokers will have that you got to trade on this one platform, like Tradovate. With Tradovate, basically they want you to trade with their platform, and it's actually recommended. If you're trading with Tradovate, you should definitely place your orders through their platform. Now you can use other platforms alongside of Tradovate's platform for your analysis and all of that stuff. So you do want to have an understanding of different platforms, and even take some platforms for a test drive. A lot of these developers, they have demo modes of their platforms. So I'm just going to go through a list of the platforms that I have experience with, and just to get right into it, my favorite one is Sierra Chart. And if you've been following me for a while, you should definitely know that that's my hands down favorite platform for trading futures, stocks, or whatever, right? So you got Sierra Chart. Another one that's popular with futures is NinjaTrader, and then there's MultiCharts, which I like as well. And then you also have TradingView, which is another one of my favorites. One thing that I like about TradingView is a lot of brokers allow you to trade in to your account through TradingView, so you can not only use TradingView for charting and your analysis, which I think that's what it was originally created for, but you can log directly into your account through TradingView as long as it's allowed through your broker, and you can trade on TradingView. So TradingView has an okay trading platform. It's not the best. It's not you don't have all the bells and whistles that you would have when other ones like Sierra Chart or NinjaTrader, but it does give you an option, especially if you usually trade on your PC and for whatever reason you don't have your original PC with you. Let's say you're traveling or something, and you want to trade while you're not near your normal trading PC, you can log into TradingView, through an internet browser, and you can trade on TradingView if that's allowed through your broker. Okay, so that's another one of my favorites, the one I use every single day. So if you're new to trading futures and you're not 100% sure that you really want to trade futures, one thing that you can do, which is sort of a hack, which leads us into the last platform that I'm going to talk about, which is Thinkorswim, is you can open an account with TD Ameritrade, which gives you Thinkorswim for free. And with that Thinkorswim platform, you do get access to the futures data for free. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend trading futures through TD Ameritrade, because if you can get approved to trade futures through TD Ameritrade, then the commissions are kind of high. But what it does do is it allows you to start studying and start getting familiar with the futures market, the price action, the personalities of the different products, and all of that stuff. So that is kind of a hack if you just want to start, getting your feet wet with the futures market. You can open up an account with TD Ameritrade. You will have access to their Thinkorswim platform for free, where you can get access to the futures data. All right. Up to this point, we have talked about everything that you need to know to start trading futures outside of yourself. So the next portion of this course, we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about your mindset and make sure that you have the right frame of mind so that you can trade futures successfully over an extended period of time. See you in the next section.